Starting to look like the country's playground again, 2 years after the COVID-19 lockdown was implemented.
While holidaymakers are finally able to enjoy the coastal air maskless, eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah spoke to a few people about the experiences.
Exactly 2 years ago, the mood was very different when I stood on this promenade, and that was a few hours before the country shifted into its first hard lockdown. At that time, it was an air of anxiety and uncertainty of what was to come as COVID-19 gripped the country. But now, with the regulations relaxed somewhat, the country is in a different space, and the people that have visited the promenade today have spread messages of positivity, and as they reflect on the past 2 years, they're talking about the lessons that they've learned and what they've taken away from that experience.
God has brought us through for the past 2 years in this pandemic. This pandemic will overcome. Don't always look on the negative side, look on the positive side.
When it was introduced to us as a deadly disease, we've seen other countries, people dying. So by then, we had never experienced it in South Africa. So when it happened, it kind of like it caused so much trauma into people's lives.
I also want to tell the citizens to also get vaccinated too, because it's for our own good too.
Did you get vaccinated?
Yes, I did.
The 2 years have been long, hard, but also it was motivation to keep on pushing because, I started a business out of nothing, and I take a lot of that in my personal life as well. So, yeah, the 2 years has been pretty epic.
It was hard for us, but I feel somehow some families get together more closely because, father work, mother work, you never really have the quality time with your children, and since lockdown, as a family, I think most of the families are feeling like that, because mom and dad and the children were together.
I was heavily pregnant with our last born son, Warabile, and it was such a stressful time because, like you saying, we couldn't go anywhere. It was hard lockdown, and imagine you are heavily pregnant, the emotions are all over the place. And then I remember we didn't even have clothes for the child.
I think a lot of people really suffered financially, but we're just glad that we're like sort of over the worst of it. Not that it's gone, but I think people are so hungry to just get together, and I can see, they're even happier. And so it is definitely a matter of, and I think we appreciate things more.
And although we are maskless now, it's not all smiles, because the reality of a crumbling economy and livelihoods that have been crushed still exist. And it's going to take a long time for those that have been affected to fix that. I'm Dasen Thathiah in Durban.